Here's a video of the Dominator 45. It looks very much like the Dominator series. The faceplate looks the same to me. It did come in a different cabinet, which is under there. Slightly different design of the cabinet. Anyway, I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you the amp in detail. Looks to me fairly similar to the Musette Mk, and I guess the Dominator Mark III. I guess they're all pretty similar. You can see the 4 valves instead of just the 2 that's normally in the center. Over here, someone's added capacitors, 2 capacitors, taken out the can, put those in. You can see the diodes there. There's a couple more capacitors back there. So anyway, I've got a lot of hum. It doesn't sound particularly good. Those valves are the original valves. Well, they are original to me in the sense that they were in the amp when I bought it. I got it from an antique shop. Someone had dropped it into an antique shop close to where I live, and it had those valves in it. They weren't a match. They weren't a quad. There's 2 there, same brand, and 2 there, same brand. And also notice that the circuit board, while similar to the Power Musette Mark II, it's not identical. The component layout's a bit different, as you probably expect. There's also lots of little holes all over this board, where presumably slightly different models must have used the same board. They just pushed different components depending on their needs through these little holes. There's loads of them all over the place. So this board obviously serviced many different types of amps. I spent most of the afternoon working on this WEM Dominator 45. I've got it to the point now where it's all back together. I thought I'd show you quickly what I've done. I have a new F&T electrolytic cap here, this blue one. I put in 2 new diodes here. Replaced the Schottky ones that were in there. They looked like they'd been moved about quite a bit and a little bit burnt on the metal wires that came out of them. So I thought I'd go ahead and replace those while I was doing all this work. Cut all these leads to get some clean wire and fitted all those. So there's this pink wire and this white one here. So that's all back together. I put a Tube Doctor capacitor here. This is a 22 UF that was reading about 34, I believe. This one here is the Tube Doctor back here. It's the 22 UF, and I put the Plessey back in that was in there originally. That's a 33 UF. That seemed just fine. There didn't seem to be any problems with it. I tested it. It was holding its AC. It wasn't letting anything through. Can't think of any reason why not to put that back, really. So that was fine. But the valve complement is 12AX7 here, which is a Mullard. This is with the yellow label. This one here is also a white label Mullard, 12AX7, and this is a 12AX7 which doesn't have any markings on it, but it tested very good on the tube tester, and it looks very clean. So I don't think it's had a lot of use, and it's not in the signal path here, so that's fine. For the EL84 tube complement, I have 2 here which are national, which were a match set that were in this amp when I got it. They are pretty good on the tester, so I put those back. I've also got 2 Mullards here which are pretty balanced, a match pair, so I put those in. I haven't got a matched quad at this point in time, but I have ordered a set that I should be getting soon. But in the meantime, these sound great. There's a 220 UF here, which was replaced. That's a 25 volt capacitor that was not doing well. Cleaned all the pots, lubricated everything, cleaned all the switches. There's a switch back there, a treble boost switch that was cleaned, the main switch, the 2 jacks and all the 6 pots. I've cleaned all the front. I've cleaned all the circuit board. It was covered in dust. That's all been cleaned. It's looking really good now. And what else? The aluminium casing, the frame on which everything is built, was really dirty. So while I had this board up, I took the whole board out actually to get to everything. So I cleaned everything underneath. So it's in very good condition. I'm now going to put it back in the cabinet. I did do a test. It sounds really good. It's really loud. I didn't turn it up all the way to protect my ears. But I would say this is a very nice amp. It probably will take pedals very well. So here we have the WEM Dominator 45 back in its case. It's quite a beast. You can see the original grill cloth. You can just see it at the bottom there, here, where the 12-inch speaker is. It's got a bit of a puncture mark, unfortunately, but on the whole the cloth is pretty good. The only thing that's really noticeable is that it has the little red knob cap. That's been lost. I can try to fabricate something, which I will do at some point in the future. And it has a dent here. Other than that, the Tolex is in pretty good shape. All the corners are still there. It's funny it doesn't have anything here to protect it, but that's just the way it was. The layout of the controls is pretty much the same. Bright switch on the left here. First input, volume bass treble. Second input, channel 2, volume bass treble. Mains and the neon light and the fuse. It's basically the same. This one has no vents on the top. Just has 2 larger vents on the back. Underneath here is a rather strange sort of fabric affair that's to stop you from reaching up and touching the electronics. There's nothing between you and the bottom of the amp, which, to be honest, is not particularly safe, but that's the way things were done in those days. Here's the speaker cable just poking through. It's a little bit bent over here. I think this probably could do with a couple of cord restraints on the side, which I'm going to fit. I think it's really the only way. Yeah, the whole amp itself, the amp chassis, is on a slant. It's tipped backwards. It's not installed flat like the other one. That is held in place by a metal bracket and 2 screws. You can see this will be screwed into the side of the chassis, so it's on an angle. This comes with the Goodman's Audium 12PG. This is a 15 ohm speaker. There's a tiny little sticker there that just says 15 ohms. This is actually quite a nice 12-inch guitar speaker. It's quite powerful. It's a 60-watt job. This has the 4 EL84s. It's putting out 30 watts or thereabouts, maybe a bit more. So it needed a beefier speaker. This speaker actually works quite well for both guitar and bass. And I'm going to show you the video a bit later of myself playing with my brother, and he's playing bass through it. Down here is and there's the pack of, get back in there. But that was all that needed replacing, and it sounds really good. I did put a set of new tubes in. Well, in there's a set of 4 EL84s, they're Sovtech.